Hey everyone, Dan here. Before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as, investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence. Put in the work for yourself and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. All right, folks, here we are on Friday, January 5th. We're going to take a look at Alibaba today. So Baba was going through a nice push here after this quick double bottom and established over this 73.69 level that we have on the chart. But then it couldn't approach fully this 79.02. You see it stopped out here at about high 77s. So getting into the 78 range, proving pretty challenging for the time being. Now pulling back and, at least for the moment, losing the attempt for support at 73.69. So my concern here would be that if it flips this to resistance, which I wouldn't quite say it's there yet, but it's moving in that direction, obviously. But could it recover and sort of do this? And yep, for sure. But, we don't have a ton of really solid levels. There's probably one here around 71.70. And then, yeah, basically about where it is, right on 73. But otherwise, it's back down here, sort of putting into question even staying in the 70s, right? The 68.87 that we have on the chart. So we'll see what it's able to do with this, if anything. Now, there is a little gap that it's leaving here. Not huge, but if it wants to come fill it sooner than later, it could at least serve as a momentum interruption and maybe interrupt the bearish momentum that's currently underway. Let me see if I got that level right. 73.94. Yep, okay. So, yeah, like I say, it's not the biggest gap and it's not that far away, but the potential there that I would see wouldn't be necessarily the dollar value, but just the ability to bounce off of this and get some action back above the 73.69 level could be pretty key. So again, I don't know if it's going to come fill it or when, but if that happens to be relatively in the near future, then that could really help bust up that momentum. On the channel setup and the Thinkorswim side of things, you see it was out of the bottom of the channel with all of this bearish momentum. Strong push there, playing out, exhausting, and then as it relented, push back to the mid-range of the channel. And right now, that's the battle that it's still sort of engaging in on this setup, is that battle for, I was out of the bottom bound of the channel, and now I'm retesting the mid-range, and now that's the question. Is this sort of confirmation that it's going to lose the mid-range? It's going to be able to catch support about where it is right now and sort of gravitate back toward the mid-range, while at the same time then filling the gap that we just looked at. That's sort of the question that I have at the moment. Histogram-wise, some of these can get pretty herky-jerky. You look at these histograms back here, there's a bunch of sort of fake-outs and hiccup candles. So I don't know that it will die down symmetrically. We'll see, but it is, for the time being, at least leaning in that direction. Now, if it does press toward the lower bound of the channel, that's where it puts it into the low 70s. Again, sort of puts into question of if it's going to be able to hold the 70s like we talked about on the Weeble view of things, if you will. So that's why I'm looking. Most interesting thing to me, if it were able to do it, most interesting thing would be for it to come back up to the mid-range, fill that little gap, and then sort of start to trigger on the TTM squeeze indicator while holding that mid-range of the channel, and then therefore sort of leading up potentially to a big break one direction or the other. But we'll see what happens. This is sort of at a kind of a key juncture at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. All right, folks, I hope that you've had a good trading week, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.